Hello and welcome. In this video I'm going to be talking about why I quit raiding in Legion. So, it used to be the case that raiding was the pinnacle of progression for the game. This was generally true for PvE and PvP. I specifically remember multiple times when PvPers would want to come to the raids, especially in Wrath. Wrath was pretty big for this. Kind of early on, I think around Old War, there was a lot of armor pin pieces, and it got to the point where a lot of people in PvP would want several of these armor pin pieces so that they could, well, basically do more damage, you know? And they would still have the survivability from their remaining PvP pieces to be able to not get nuked on and stuff like that. So we had this situation where all the PvEers viewed raiding as the pinnacle because it was. And then we had these PvPers who didn't necessarily see it as the pinnacle, but they needed to consistently down the content every week. And this led to quite a few PvPers joining at least casual guilds that were able to down the content so that they could have a chance at that armor pin and do better in raids. This also influenced pugs. You know, I saw a lot more people who were PvPers leading pugs because they knew that was the only way for them to get the armor pin. Now things are different. You're able to do PvP. Specifically, you can do RBGs or Arena. You can do Mythic Plus and Raiding. And through each of those three channels, you're able to get max eye level easily now. You know what I'm saying? And another problem I have is that when I say max eye level, it does not mean best in slot gear. It means whatever piece of gear Titan forged and got the gem socket. So it is kind of a mystery of, ooh, what piece will be my best in slot? But then it's kind of not fun because there are pieces with stats, which secondary stats in Legion are so powerful, they're having to get nerfed. So, yeah, there's times when you'll have a lower item level piece with better stats and a gem socket. So, and what used to happen is you didn't have this warforging, you know what I'm saying? You would know where a piece of gear was and you'd have to go kill that boss until it dropped. And if you didn't win it, you'd have to kill him again until it dropped. And you won it. So, what I'm saying is, because you can do all these different avenues for getting gear, if you're a smart player, you're going to pick the quickest one, and that's it. Now, for PvP, you know, PvPers are now in a position where they don't have to do PvE, which is great. You know, I respect that. It's awesome. But what has also happened is that people who do Mythic Plus do not have to raid. Matter of fact, if you want to focus on character progression, raiding is literally the slowest way to progress your character now. Which is kind of shitty, because raiding should be that epic, everybody wants to participate type shit. And it's not. And that's why I quit. When I'm not rewarded for doing something, I have no motivation to do it. So, it's kind of hard to convince myself to go smash my face in raiding when if I just pugged Mythic Plus for an entire week, like the rest of these no-lifers, I can be maxed eye level with basically the best in slot gear and still have my chance at legendaries. So, to wrap things up, that's basically why I quit raiding in World of Warcraft. It was just all these hours of work for such little, insignificant amounts of reward. And I do so want to raid. I'd like to raid, you know, I'd like to have one raid night a week where I showed up some of the time. You know, if I'm feeling it, I'll come. If not, I won't. Ideally, you know, I don't mind using the extended raid lockout. I don't mind, you know, downing content 2 to 3 times before the next raid's out. I don't need to kill this boss hundreds of times just for a chance at the Titan forged socketed piece of gear. You know, and if I was going to do that, I'd do it in Mythic Plus. Because the thing is, the fastest way to farm artifact power isn't even to do Mythic Plus. It's literally only farm Maw of Souls until your eyes bleed. And so, that's the main reason why I quit raiding seriously. It's because it's not serious anymore. Blizzard made it so that if you want to progress your character, honestly right now the fastest way is to only do Mythic Plus. If you do raids, it's mainly for trinkets or stats. Maybe there's that chest piece that's haste mastery that you really want, and you can only get it from raids. And I don't know, how can they fix this really? You know what I'm saying? This is what they wanted. They wanted to make it so that anyone can get gear. And now anyone can get gear. Welfare epics used to require you to at least do welfare content. And now all you have to do is World Quest. So, yeah. The main reason why I quit raiding World of Warcraft, there's no exclusive rewards that I really care about, that I can show off, that make me feel badass. Man, in all honesty, Mythic Plus is even more difficult. Think about it. You have to have perfect global cooldowns throughout the entirety of a Mythic Plus dungeon. You only have to have perfect cooldowns for, 5 to 10 minutes on most raid bosses. What happens if you do a major fuck up in a raid boss? The worst that can happen is you'll wipe. The worst that can happen in a Mythic Plus is you waste your entire keystone, and you just get one chest, and you have a depleted keystone. So, what Blizzard did was they made Mythic Plus the pinnacle for PvE progression, and unless Nighthold is this insane, crazy, awesome content, because let's be honest, the majority of fights have tank swap mechanics, and that it's not original. Okay, Blizzard? We're tired of every fight having to deal with a tank swap because it's the only kind of mechanic you can mentally comprehend. Is it difficult to design a dungeon encounter, a raid boss, that is nothing more than a bunch of fucking mechanics randomly thrown at me? Come on, man. I would rather... Where is a legitimate patchwork fight? Because Ursoc is not it. Constantly taunting and running in fucking circles is not fun. Okay? Holy shit. The reason why I quit raiding World of Warcraft is because Blizzard fucking sucks at designing raid content. They know how to make PvE content, but not raid content. Raid content is supposed to be long and epic. It's supposed to feel like, holy shit, did I just down that? And sometimes the boss doesn't need to do anything else besides an AoE fear, big melee hits, hell, and that's it. Alright? You can make an epic boss that does nothing. No, not an epic boss. You can make an epic raid encounter with a... Not a raid encounter. An epic raid. You know what I'm saying? An entire raid. I want an entire raid to be epic and fun. I don't want it to feel like this is just me trying to press my keys in the right fucking order. Because that's not what raiding is. But yet, it's what it's become. And that's why Legacy is such a problem. Because, in all honesty, vanilla World of Warcraft is the best RPG that Blizzard has ever produced. And now they're just focusing on MMOs that put you on the gear treadmill to keep you there for no fucking reason besides to taunt when you're at 3 fucking stacks. Later, fucking later.